Hi and welcome to the module Sunlight Assessment. The module consists of 3 sub-modules and will be presented by I'm Katja Bülow and I'm an architect and associate professor in architectural lighting at the Royal Danish Academy. The Royal Danish Academy is an academy within the fields of architecture, design and conservation. The activities of the school root in 6 institutes which generate education, research, consultancy and innovation within the respective fields. And among those, 4 of them educate architects. The workshops, laboratories and study facilities are an active component in the teaching, research and innovation projects. The Light Lab offers facilities to students within design and architecture to study daylight and artificial light as an integral part of their designs. And we are proud to still have a mirror box and an artificial sun still in full use.
My name is Toke Nielsen. I'm an engineer and I work at the Technical University of Denmark at the Department of Civil and Mechanical Engineering. At DTU we educate engineers and we do research and research-based consultancy in various fields inside engineering. Education and research on the built environment is a main activity at the Department of Civil and Mechanical Engineering. And in our research and study programs, it's possible for students to dig into energy efficiency in buildings, work on building envelope components, the technical services for ventilation, heating, cooling, daylighting and lighting, and to work with simulation of the performance of buildings.
The module Sunlight Assessment is an introduction to sunlight assessment. The sun is an indispensable natural source to architecture with the potential to contribute to delight, energy and health. On the other hand, it can also cause overheating and glare, and careful studies are needed to juggle between these contradictions. In this model, we'll look at sunlight basics to set the scene and go into engineering and architectural ways to work with sunlight assessment. The aim is to give an overview of what sunlight is, why it is important to work with it in architecture, and give some examples of how it can be done, focusing on sunlight availability, shading, and sunlight transmission in relation to materials. The submodules of the module is divided into overall parts. One presents sunlight basics and one which presents sunlight assessment application within engineering and architecture respectively. The capsules of the submodule Sunlight Basics introduces sunlight as radiant energy and the ways sunlight can be defined. The capsule The Sun Path and Geographical Differences explain what the sun path is and how subpaths differ in various geographical locations. The capsule Why Sunlight Assessment look into the influence on sunlight and the importance defining the sunlight task in order to start the sunlight assessment. And the capsule Tools to Assess Sunlight presents hands-on tools for visual sunlight assessment.
I will introduce the presentations in submodule 2. There are 2 short presentations. The first presentation is on the position of the sun and how to evaluate solar radiation. And the second presentation is on the properties of the components that transmit sunlight to our buildings. There's also a short calculation exercise where you can try for yourself to use some of the concepts introduced in the presentations.
And I, Katja Bülow, who takes care of the architectural part of sunlight assessment application. I will have some presentation in sub-module 3, and they will introduce basic concepts and results of sunlight assessment within architecture by means of sunlight availability, shading, and sunlight transmission respectively.